much, kids. Today we're going to be reading a story called 4 Friends Helped. It's from Mark 2, verses 1 to 12. Jesus had been traveling, and he went back to Capernaum. When the people in the town heard that Jesus was home, they went to hear him teach. So many people came to the house where Jesus was that there was no room for anyone else. Just then, 4 men came to the house. They were carrying their friend on a mat because he could not walk. Jesus had healed other people, and the 4 men wanted Jesus to heal their friend. But there were so many people in the house that the men could not get to Jesus. So you know what they did? They took their friend to the roof, and they cut a hole in the roof, and they lowered him down to Jesus. Could you imagine if that happened to your house? I wonder what your parents would say. But Jesus saw what the men were doing. He was happy because they had faith. They believed that Jesus could help their friend who couldn't walk. Jesus spoke to the man lying on the mat. He said, "Young man, your sins are forgiven." The religious leaders heard what Jesus said, and they thought, "Who does Jesus think he is? He is being disrespectful to God. Only God can forgive sins." Of course, the leaders were right. Only God can forgive sins. What they did not know is that Jesus Christ is God, God the Son. Jesus knew what the religious leaders were thinking. He said to them, "Why are you thinking like that? Is it easier for me to say, 'Man, your sins are forgiven,' or 'Get up and walk'?" As God's Son, Jesus has the power to forgive people. But how could he prove that the man's sins were really forgiven? So Jesus showed his power on earth too. He turned to the man on the mat and said, "Get up, pick up your mat, and go home." The man who had been unable to walk got up right away. He picked up his mat and went home, just like Jesus told him to do. Jesus had healed the man. Everyone in the crowd praised God and said, "We have never seen anything like this." The man who was paralyzed needed to be healed. Jesus forgave the man's sins. Jesus showed that he can forgive sins because he is God. Then Jesus healed the man so he could walk. Jesus has the power to heal and to forgive sins. You know what, guys? Our God is so big and so strong and so mighty. He can do anything. He can heal a paralyzed man, and he can forgive sins. Do you want to learn a song that you can remember how big and strong and mighty our God is? Maybe I should play one next.
My God is so big and so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. In the beginning, God made everything. God simply spoke and the world came to be. He sent a flood and made everything new. He parted the sea and let his people walk through. He helped a boy bring a giant right down. Joshua marched, the walls fell to the ground. These acts of power are worthy of praise. But if you want to question my God and his ways, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. Though we are sinners, he still gave us worth. God sent his son to live here here on the earth. He healed the sick, he made blind men see. He let the lame walk and he set the world free. He died on a cross and he rose from the grave. He conquered sin, he is mighty to save. He went to heaven and he's coming back. God's word is true, but if it's attacked, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. I'm not afraid because God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do.
That was a great music video, guys. It's really nice to have music so that we can remember who God is and that He's with us and strong and mighty, and we can pray to Him. Another great thing to memorize are Bible verses. So for this month, we are going to memorize a Bible verse. It goes like this: Be kind to one another, for this is right in the Lord. Ephesians 4:32. Let's try saying it together once. Be kind to one another, for this is right in the Lord. Ephesians 4:32. Good job, guys. That's the Bible verse we're going to try to memorize this month. And now we're going to go to Jill, and she's going to show you a craft to make that applies to the lesson that we learned today. If you guys want craft supplies, Jill has made craft supplies, and you can pick them up at the beginning of the month. Or if you go to church, Beth will give you a bag with the craft supplies in it. If you have any questions, you can just reach out to Hope Church. Also, if you want more information about the songs that we used, I will have a description down below.
Hi everybody, it's Jill here with my buddy Kirk.
Hi.
We're going to show you how to do the craft for today. And do you remember in the story, how did the 4 friends lower the man who couldn't walk down to Jesus? Do you remember what he used, Kirk? What did they use?
A piece of carpet.
That's right, they used a mat and they lowered him down because they couldn't walk through the door. There was too many people there.
Yeah.
So, first guys, I need you to get your craft bag. It looks like this. And inside you'll find another bag that says October 4th on it, right here. Okay, and inside of that bag, we have a couple of things for you. First, some glue. Then we'll have these really colorful strips of paper, all different colors for you to choose from. Okay, then you'll have a foam sheet. What does that feel like, Kirk?
Foam.
Yeah, it's soft, isn't it? It doesn't feel like regular paper. And then you'll need one of these.
Yep. So you can stick the things inside of the holes.
That's right. And then last, you'll see some yarn in there. This is an extra part that you can do with a grown-up helping you. We'll show you how to do it. So Kirk and I already got started on our mat, and we're weaving the colorful strips of paper through it. I'll show you one, and then Kirk is going to help me do one. Okay?
And then I can show them.
That's right. So you can go first behind, and then in front, and then behind again, and then in front again, and then behind again. Now this takes lots of practice, and sometimes it's helpful if you have 2 people, right, Kirk?
Yeah, that's why Mommy asked me to help her.
Exactly. All right, Kirk, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
So what you do is you take this strip of paper and you pop it through the holes, and then
We're at the end of ours.
I have a hard time. And then you go and one. It takes 2 people because I can't really pop it through without Mommy holding it up for me.
There we go. Almost there. Good work, Kirk. Look, we got it through. So this is what our mat looks like. If you need to pause the video, you can pause it and finish yours up and then play it again whenever you're ready. So once you finish, you can do one of 2 things. If you have scissors, you can cut the extra ends off like this.
Can I please cut the extra
You can.
end off?
Show them how to do it.
I got these red scissors.
Okay, good work.
I have a hard time here.
All right. Now, if you don't have scissors, another thing you can do is just fold them back like this. Okay, that's another option. Okay, if you have finished weaving like this, your next step is to take your foam sheet and your glue, and we're going to just do some glue on top of it like that. Okay, you don't need too much. And then you take this part and glue it on top. Just like this. You can stop here because you know what? This looks like a mat, doesn't it? And you can put someone on it and lower it down. And then there's another step if you have a grown-up to help you, where you can take a hole puncher or scissors, and you can put holes in each side of your mat like this. Okay, and this is where you need your yarn. Thank you, Kirk. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick the yarn through the holes. And on this side. Okay, so it looks like that. And then we're going to go on the other side. You got it? There we go. And then put the other end through this one on the back, like this. Take this end and put it in from the back to the front. Good work. All right, so now we're going to pull all of our strings up together like this. Do you think that the 4 friends used rope to lower their mat down? What do you think, Kirk?
I think so. I think I have something else that we could use. We could use some tape and tape all 3 of them together.
There's all different creative ways that you guys can work on this. So we have a little man here. We're going to pretend like he's the man who couldn't walk.
Little man.
Yeah. And we're going to put him on our mat. And look, here's our house. Whoop. We don't want to drop the man, do we? All right, Kurt, can you help me lower him down into the house? There you go, just like that. So I hope you have fun playing with your mat and figuring out creative ways to tell the Bible story. You can use it, you can tell your friends and your family the story that you learned today using your mat. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.